So you're tired of being broke in GTA Online. You're tired of seeing these new cars come out and you can't afford them. You're tired of seeing these nice properties and you can't afford them. You want to color coat your garages in red sports cars with black and red walls to match. Or maybe you want to sort them by brand, like I have a Prosian garage right here full of virtual McLarens. Or maybe you're a Lamborghini type of guy, aka Pagasi, because of course Rockstar has copyright issues and can't use the real name. Or maybe you're into buying the most obnoxious properties you can possibly find, like a casino penthouse on top of a casino that steals your money on top of stealing your money for the casino penthouse that's completely overpriced, and you have a personal barber while you sit in your jacuzzi overlooking the mountains of Los Santos. Well, of course none of this really matters because it's all just a virtual city, but if conquering this little virtual city of Los Santos is your goal, like it has been mine over the last few months, this video is to help you do that and point you in the right direction and take you from a bum to being absolutely filthy rich. Now, of course, before I spill the secrets and give the secret sauce, I do have to ask that you guys take 1 second of your time to hit that like and subscribe button, join the Slime Squad. I do make consistent GTA content on this channel to help you in your journey in GTA, whether that's making money or simply pointing you in the right direction, and a like and sub would be heavily appreciated. But anyway, let's jump into our journey. Now, when you start a new character, GTA is going to give you the option to choose a free business to start with. Personally, I would go with the nightclub. I do have a nightclub guide that I just recently uploaded that will be in the link in the description and also on the click box on screen, but that's definitely the strongest business you're going to want to go with. But this video is even for the people who already chose a business. This is what you're going to want to do after. So, starting off first with the first dose missions. This is going to be located in Blaine County. You're going to meet Ron and he's going to introduce you to this guy named Dax. He's a complete whack job. Really funny character though, some pretty dope voice lines. But what is my point here? Where am I going? The first dose missions are a set of 6 missions. When you complete these 6 missions, you will have access to the Acid Lab. Now, I'll get into that a little bit later, but of course, do not buy the brigade off the Warstock Cash and Carry, as that brigade will not come loaded with an Acid Lab. You can only get that through doing the first 6 dose missions, and you will also make a ton of money if you haven't played it yet. Your first playthrough should net you about $1.2 million on top of a free Acid Lab after completing the first dose missions. The next thing I would suggest to do on your road to riches is to then complete the second dose missions, which is another set of 5 missions, so in total 11 missions, and you will make $2.2 million if it is your first time playing it through, minus $750,000 for the Acid Lab, and then of course $250,000 for the Acid Lab upgrade, which I will go over in a bit. So you could take away $1 million from the 2.2, and that already leaves you at 1.2 million. And these missions, they're pretty tough, but you can access them as a level 1, so this is 100% beginner friendly, and you can do this off rip. Like I said, just meet with Ron in Blaine County. He will introduce you to Dax, which will then trigger this cutscene, which will then allow you to complete that set of 11 missions. And after the Acid Lab expense plus the upgrade, you will be at 1.2 million as a level 1. Not to mention also you will get the Ocelot Virtue, which is an absolute amazing electric vehicle, and it looks really sick and has good customization. So what a better way to start your road to riches than to have an absolutely exotic sports car that you can get for free by just completing these missions, on top of getting the Acid Lab, on top of having $1.2 million left over. I'd say you're on a pretty good start to your criminal career in GTA Online with a pretty good sizable amount of money in the bank, plus a very exotic sports car. Now, once you have completed all 6 first dose missions on top of the 5 last dose missions, you can start selling acid out of your Acid Lab and making a profit in a passive way. But before you start selling, I would highly suggest doing 10 Dax Fooligan missions. These can be accessed by calling him on your phone and requesting work, and that is how you will unlock the equipment upgrade for your Acid Lab. Also, you can change the name of your acid, which will boost its value. So doing both of these, having the Acid Lab upgrade and changing the name of your acid, will boost the amount of money that you can make. So before doing any sales, I would highly suggest getting all of that hashed out. That way you can make the absolute most money possible with the Acid Lab sale, which without double money is going to be about $550,000 in a public lobby. With double money, you can make slightly over $1 million with one sale mission. Now, going over the sale missions, they're very simple and very easy. Some of them will have you dropping off acid in 5 different drop-offs. One of them will have you go to one drop-off. The police will be there. You will then have to run away from the police and go to a second drop-off. And then there's another one where you're kind of like a postal boy and you have to do 10 drop-offs with the acid in like these little boxes in 10 different locations. Now, this motorcycle can actually take, I believe, up to 3 missiles in a public session. So if you are getting griefed as soon as you take the first missile, I would suggest just finding a new lobby. But ultimately, I do suggest selling in public lobbies all the time. And that's the best way to make money with your Acid Lab. Now, once we've sold a full batch of acid, that will be about $500,000 to $550,000 on top of the 1.2 we accumulated after, the first and last dose missions. You should now be at about roughly $1.7 million in the bank. And what a great start to your criminal career in GTA, right? 1.7 mil in the bank, a nice sports car in the Ocelot Virtue. And now we move on to the next way to make money. And that is going to be with the Cluck and Bell farm raid. You have to go see Vincent next to the Vespucci police station, and it will trigger the Cluck and Bell farm raid. Now, this is a new addition to GTA Online that Rockstar has added. And again, very beginner friendly. The pay is $500,000, but the first time you finish it, you will make $750,000. So let's just say hypothetically, you already did it. You will have now $2.2 million in the bank after completing this. If it is your first time, you'll have about $2.4 million in the bank. Right now, I do have a guide on the Cluck and Bell farm raid. I will also leave a link for that in the description and also a video click box on screen now. And like I said, man, this is a great addition from Rockstar to help beginners make money fast. You have access to this as soon as you log on to GTA Online. Even as a noob, even as a level 1, you have a way to make $500,000 within about an hours of work, which is something that's unheard of. Normally, to make that type of money, you do need to own some type of business or, a property to have access to a heist. This is not the case with the Cluck and Bell farm raid. This is 100% beginner friendly and can be accessed as soon as you log on. And I would definitely suggest this as the next step after doing the first and last dose missions and selling your first Acid Lab. You can now run the Cluck and Bell farm raid also while the Acid Lab is restocking its supplies, because again, that is a passive business. So while it's restocking its supplies, you can just run 2 or 3 Cluck and Bell farm raids until the Acid Lab is full again, and then resell and just make hundreds of thousands of dollars, compiling into millions of dollars. But for video's sake, we will use just the Cluck and Bell farm raid as a one-time use for the numbers. So you should be sitting at about 2.2 to 2.4 million, depending if it's your first time doing the Cluck and Bell farm raid or not. Now, you're probably wondering what comes next, and we are, of course, going to get into that. So far, we have completed the first and last dose missions. We have set up our Acid Lab to be building money passively. We have sold our first full batch at $500,000, and we also completed the Cluck and Bell farm raid for $500,000. So you should be sitting nice and pretty at anywhere from $2.2 to $2.4 million. So what's the final step in finalizing your criminal career in GTA Online and in really becoming wealthy and accessing permanent wealth in GTA Online? That is, of course, going to be to purchase your very first Kotsaka submarine. This is going to open up the Cayo Perico heist for you, which I will also have a guide on how to complete in the description below and a video click on box on screen now. This heist is the absolute holy grail of GTA Online. It's the absolute best way to make money. You're going to make $1.1 million minimum in about 45 minutes of work. Now, the Kotsaka submarine does cost $2.2 million, so this will ultimately wipe you clean, but trust me, it is worth it. As I said, it is the holy grail in GTA Online of making money. And I want to mention, newcomers to this game nowadays are lucky. You have the first and last dose missions, which I had available to me. I started playing GTA Online about 6 months ago, and I also had the first and last dose missions, but I did not have the Cluck and Bell farm raid, which is an awesome way to make money, literally starting from rep 1. Well, yeah, reputation 1, level 1, whatever. You can, make $500,000 in an hours of work, which just simply didn't exist when I first started playing GTA Online. So you guys want to use these these things to your advantage. Definitely do the first and last dose missions. Definitely start selling that acid. Definitely get that Cluckenbell farm raid done. And you can literally get a Kotsaka submarine in one day. I'm talking literally 2 to 3 hours. You can make $2.2 million in this game now and get a Kotsaka submarine and have the Cayo Perico heist available to you literally 2 to 3 hours after starting the game. And now the Cayo Perico heist, you can run solo about every 2.5 hours and make $1.1 million. So between the nightclub, if you got it for free to start off, you know, your criminal career, which GTA does offer the first 4 businesses. Like I said earlier, I would suggest picking the nightclub. You can literally have a nightclub up and running, which does take a little bit of money to fully upgrade. I also will leave a link in the description on the nightclub guide, but it does take a little bit of money to get up and running. But you can literally have an acid lab, a nightclub, Cluckenbell farm raid, and your Kotsaka submarine all within 2 to 3 hours of playing GTA Online. And there is absolutely no excuse. There is no excuse for you to be broke in this game, man. You can literally make millions of dollars starting on day one. You can buy whatever car you want, buy whatever properties you want, and really get yourself going. And just like that, you will be able to have all the cars in the game. As you saw in the beginning, I have about like 250, maybe even more. Honestly, at this point, I probably have like 400 cars, man, if I actually had to count. But you will be able to make an obnoxious amount of money. You will be able to get rich quick. You will be able to get out of, you know, the bottom of the barrel. Don't be a crab. Don't be in the bottom of the barrel, man. Grind it out. Like I said, follow this guideline. It only takes about 2-3 hours and you can set yourself up to be making millions of dollars. Buy all the other businesses in the game one by one. Run all the businesses and just become very, very wealthy in this virtual city of Los Santos that ultimately means nothing in the real world. But of course, none of us can really buy all these things in the real world, so it's still a satisfying feeling to be able to do it with our, you know, little GTA characters or whatever. And that pretty much wraps us up on how to go from rags to riches, from loser to luxury, from wealthy to poor. Like I said, 2 to 3 hours and the world can be yours, the world of Los Santos, right? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, a like and sub, of course, is always appreciated. You join the Slime Squad. I make consistent GTA content on this channel, whether it be business guides or best ways to make money or simply just going over the weekly updates. Don't forget to hit that like and sub. It means the world to me and helps the video perform in the YouTube algorithm and also helps the channel grow. And you get to become part of a dope community, man. We're only growing bigger and bigger every single day. And until the next one, peace out, boys. Go get that bag, man.